Welcome to CompSci360, the ultimate virtual summit for MS in computer science in the UK. This two-day summit will give you a 360-degree view around everything related to MS in computer science in the UK, with subject knowledge experts and student mentors from top universities. Before we hear from the expert, we want to walk you through the CompSci community on the Nebula platform, a dedicated space for you to connect with other attendees and build lasting relationships with fellow computer science enthusiasts. Throughout this summit, you will interact with a number of subject knowledge experts, and if you wish to get a personalized one-on-one mentorship session or get your queries addressed, you can book a slot with them by visiting their Nebula profile. We believe that this session will enhance your learning experience and help you achieve your study abroad goals. Thank you for joining us today, and we hope you enjoy the summit.
Hey everybody, welcome to this Nebula Talk. Good evening. I hope you had a very good breakout session where you got to interact with your peers, where you did a little quiz session. I hope that was fun. I am Namitha Muralinarayanan, one of the community content creators here at Nebula. And I know today's topic has a lot of traction, a lot of attention, which is understanding international student recruitment trends in the United Kingdom, as Indian students who are going abroad, who are, pursuing their masters in MS in computer science. All of us have this doubt: what tomorrow? What does our future hold? What is our student recruitment trends? Considering the fact that we just got over the COVID wave and a lot of new implementations have come forward. So, before we get into the topic, though, of understanding international student recruitment trends, I would like to give you a small brief about the introduction to Nebula, CompSci360, and also how this Nebula talk is going to work. Now, Nebula is a community that helps aspirants like yourself eliminate your fears of staying in an unknown land while studying or working there. Now, I understand that many of you, when you go to UK, you will have a lot of doubts and questions as to what to do or how to do it, what courses to go to, what mentors to go to, how to find the accommodation, what are the visa processes. Let me tell you, Nebula is your one stop for all of those queries, because we as a platform have a lot of mentors, a lot of subject knowledge experts, and student mentors who are willing to give you guidance, one on one sessions, and lesson plans on how to go about your application process and visas and everything related to studying abroad. Now, we aim to help you tangibly shape your future without any difficulties, and we have created a platform that will help people like you who are wondering about, thinking what to do and how to go about those. Many highly accomplished immigrant expats have pushed their boundaries, and we have created this powerful community driven ecosystem that brings people and technology together. That's a little bit about Nebula. Now, coming to what exactly CompSci360 is. CompSci360 is a summit, a two-day summit, so to say, organized by Nebula to help students like yourself aspiring to study MS in computer science programs in the UK. And we aim to provide all of you here the knowledge, resources, and insights you will need to make informed decision about your education and career in the UK. We have over 30 plus speakers. We have the speaker has a lot of variety. Some are student mentors, some are subject knowledge experts, some are industry experts. They have all come together for you to learn from them, to understand from them, and to eradicate your barriers to going to the UK. Now, that's a little bit about CompSci360. For this session, I would like to request you to ensure that you are sitting in a quiet area with an undisturbed internet connection. And in order for the session to be an interactive one, I would want you all to drop your questions, comments, and doubts in the chat section. These will be addressed by me during the Q&A session at the end of the talk. All right, then let's get to it. Now for the topic that we have all gathered here for. International Student Recruitment Trends in the UK 2023. Did you know that India is one of the largest source countries for international students in the UK? We all have this dream of going to the UK, doing our masters, and we just do them. Indians are known to be uh, possessive about what they want, aggressive about their goals. Anywhere in the world you go, you'll find Indians at top positions and top companies in good dream goals. So it is only natural that India has become one of the largest source countries for international students in the UK, considering how popular UK is getting with their educational patterns, with their industry capabilities, with their career opportunities. It is only natural. Now, I'm going to talk about this international student recruitment trends in the UK 2023. In fact, I'll tell you what, in 2019-2020, there were over 28,000 Indian students studying in the UK. As college students from India, it's important for you to understand the trends and factors that influence your decision to study in the UK. So let's get started. Let's get started on understanding that, as I said earlier, we just follow our dreams and goals, but it is also important to uh, wheel back in and understand what are the trends, what are the factors that I should consider or you as a student should consider before doing your master's in the UK. Let's have an overview of the international student recruitment in the UK. First, let's talk about the big picture. The UK is a popular destination for Indian students. We all know that. This is because it offers high quality education and research opportunities. In 2019-2020, Indian students made up to 6% of all international students in the UK. I know as I'm saying it, you're like just 6%, but let me assure you, that's a huge number considering out of all of these people, 6% of the international student community are from India. And they contributed to over 1.8 billion to the UK economy. Indian students also have a high employment rate after they graduate, with 92% of Indian students in employment or further study within 6 months of completing their degree. Now, let's say you finish your bachelor's from India, as most of you are recent graduates or final year bachelor students. You finish your education, you would want to go to a place that gives you opportunity, that gives you that push to reach your goals, to reach your career aspirations. And UK is the place where that UK has a lot of variety when it comes to specializations, when it comes to career opportunities, when it comes to choices that you can make. Britain, as we know, has always been an attraction to Indian students and to many other countries as well. But mainly, it has been an attraction for talented young people from all over the world. Today, Indians form, as I said earlier, one of the largest groups of international students in the UK. In fact, the student visa acceptance rate is 96%, and around 165,000 Indians have obtained a UK student visa in the last 3 years alone. That is that's a huge number. So UK has implemented a lot of policies, the graduate route visa and priority and super priority visa just for Indian students, because they know the potential of Indian students and they understand that there are certain things that they need to do to enhance this number, to enhance the fact that okay, this country has a base for our educational system, and here are some policies that we are giving you so that you can come to us and study. As many as 107,978 Indian students were issued study visas to the UK in the year ending March 2022. This has marked a significant rise of 93% compared to the same period before that. This can be attributed to the presence of renowned educational institutions, world class infrastructure, and faculty, or the quality of studying and living in the UK. However, one of the most and remember important factors for choosing the UK for higher education is the opportunity for students to pursue their dream career in the UK or be armed with globally recognized degrees. We all love a good college name, be it Oxford University or Imperial College or many other top universities. UK is known for their universities. UK is known for their educational quality, their living quality, their uh, career prospect. UK is known for young adults or young talented aspirants. And understanding these facts, it is only 93%, which was 93% rise than in March 2022 than in previous years, is a significant rise of Indian students in the UK and how they have gained certain aspects or certain positive things by going to the UK. Let's look at what are some of the there. I have also included here that one of the most important factors of choosing is how the UK has globally recognized degrees, as I've just mentioned. What are some of the key trends in international student recruitment in the UK in 2023? So, what are the current trends in international student recruitments? We keep hearing that there are key trends, there are falling of trends, old trends are coming back. What are these newses that we hear every time? Brexit has been a major factor affecting international student recruitments, particularly for non-EU students. However, there are signs that the UK is becoming more attractive to Indian students. Now, I do not want to get into a lot of that, but I will say that there are signs that, through to the years to come, it is only going to increase the number of Indian students applying, the number of acceptance rate, the number of policies that will come forth for Indian students to go to UK. For example, the number of Indian students applying for UK student visas increased by 19% in the first quarter of 2021 compared to the same period in 2020. This may be due to the UK government's new graduate route visa, which allows international students to stay in the UK or for up to 2 years after they graduate to work or look for work. UK, as I've mentioned before already, UK has a few policies like graduate route visa or priority, super priority visa. UK has also come up with visas where people can go and work, look for work without even having a job in hand. So these are just certain policies that UK has come up with to help students come to UK and study there and look for jobs. What are the factors that are influencing international student decision making? There are many factors for decision making. Number one, in my opinion, before I even move forward with what is in the presentation, is finance, which I have not added because I wanted to take a minute and talk about this. Recently, I heard from a student mentor that many Indian students, himself included, think about just education. UK is a great place to live, has great educational factors, but one of the decision making criteria that has to be followed is whether or not you have enough finance to fund your education and also deal with your expenses. Now, I understand that this is a talk about international recruitment trends and all of that. But the first step is to see that all of your areas are covered, all of your criterias are seen through, just so that you can go and you can study there and you can get a job of your dreams. Now, any person who is in UK and who's studying in a university in UK will have a clear goal to get a job in UK. Will have a clear goal to this is the job I want, and this is the job I'm going to get. But money and finance plays a huge role in this factor. There is no matter what course you're doing, there are certain criterias of, this is the base level package you're getting, or any something like that. UK is one of those countries that give opportunities to young, talented aspirants, but also give them good financial benefits. The most important factor is, of course, the finance, but there are also other factors like the reputation and ranking of the university, the quality of education and research, and the availability of scholarships and funding. Again, scholarships and funding, guys, please make note of this. Opt for scholarships and funding if you have a choice. Many of you might be able to fund your education by yourself, but you have to understand that UK is a place with a lot of scholarship opportunities that you can take advantage of, that you can apply to and just avail scholarships and study under scholarship. Indian students in general are also interested in post study work opportunities, as you want to gain practical experience and enhance your employability. In fact, around 50% of you guys, as Indian students in the UK, plan to stay and work in the UK after you graduate. That's as said in the points earlier. If you are doing your course in UK, your ultimate goal is to get a job in UK. Period. That is your goal. Now there might be others who start their own venture, or who go for further education like PhD, who would want to carry on their journey in such aspect. But many of you guys want to come back and reel in and get a job, be secured, and start earning. That being kept in mind, let's look at what are some of the tips for attracting and retaining international students that can be taken, or that is taken rather, by universities. Universities offer scholarships and financial aid to help with tuition and living expenses, and provide support services such as English language classes, career guidance, and mental health services. There are not many countries that openly say, okay, we have a university and we provide mental health services. Looking for a career prospect, looking for a job can be very taxing. You might get a lot of negative responses, you might get a lot of responses that you're not happy with, but you have universities to support you all throughout those. You have universities to see that you get your graduate degree and that you get a job. Talking about English language classes, I just want to put it out there that Nebula also have IELTS training classes with IELTS certified trainer. Uh, if any of you are interested, you can go to our platform and check it out. Additionally, coming back to our topic, we universities can work to create a welcoming and inclusive campus. There are so many intercultural activities, there are so many clubs, there are so many important factors, important clubs that universities take part in to engage with Indian students and alumni. There are also mentoring programs and alumni networks that students can be a part of, just to get a little mentorship, just to get a little support or recommendation for jobs that they want. What does the future for international student recruitment in the UK look like? Now, before I get into this section through my deck, let me just say that when it comes to MS in computer science, and when it comes to specializations in MS in computer science, the sky is the limit. That's the only way I can put it. There is no stopping the growth of AI or of robotics, of anything that's related to computer science. There is no looking back. This is it. So, what we can do is sit and see where our interest lies, what is that we want to do, what is that we can do to secure our future, to have an outlook, and to get our dream jobs. That being said, let us look at what is the future of international student recruitment in the UK. We all know that COVID hit us when we were at our best, when we were there were so many progresses, there were so many advancements. That is when COVID hit, and all of us, the entire world, had to take a break. Now, despite the challenges posed by Brexit and COVID 19, the UK still remains a popular destination for Indian students. If you think about why is that, or why is UK still up there, still up in the list when it comes to attracting students, to retaining students in the country, to giving them opportunities, is because they understand the trends. They understand students from a student perspective. They are not looking at it from a recruitment perspective. They're looking at it from a perspective where they know there are students who want jobs and they are ready to provide them with jobs. The UK government has set a target of increasing the number of international students in the UK 600,000 by 2030. Like I mentioned earlier, there is no stopping back. The UK is going to keep coming up with policies and ideations to attract Indian students to the UK for recruitment and education. So this is the target that UK is setting to have international students. And considering the fact that right now there are almost around 6% of the international student body in the UK is Indians, that number is only going to increase. There is absolutely no way that that percentage is coming down. They're also taking steps to make it easier for international students to go to the UK by streamlining visa application process. And additionally, universities are also exploring new ways to deliver education and support services to international students, such as through online and blended learning modules. For the Studio Summit, I had the opportunity to speak with a lot of student mentors and subject knowledge experts. And one of the recent things that I have heard is happening in universities in UK is that they give you a module and they give you the liberty to learn it when you are ready to learn it. For example, they give you a module and say the assessment of this module is on 16th, and you have, let's say, 5th to 15th of a month. You can select a day, you can select your classes, and you can learn the language without having a set timetable, without that subject being forced on you. So these are things that UK is taking up to make sure that all of the students are included, all of the students get an opportunity, all of the students study at a pace that are set for them, or that are good for them. That being said, we have come to the last part of it, after which I will be answering the your questions and queries. So let's get on to the conclusion. So that's a brief overview about student international student recruitment trends in the UK, with a focus on Indian students. Now, as college students from India, it's important for us or you guys to stay informed about these trends and factors so that you can make informed decision about your education and future careers. By understanding the key factors that influence your decision making, you can better navigate the complex landscape of international education and ensure that you get the most out of your academic and professional experience. It is it is one thing to have recruitments and know that, okay, if I study in this university, I will get a job, I will start earning. But it is another thing to learn the factors that go behind it, to understand that there are so many things that goes behind selecting a job for you and landing a job of your dreams. Now, I hope that was informational. I hope that was uh, interesting. I hope you all enjoyed that. um, that is all from my end, from the presentation point of view, on what I had to do. I'll just stop sharing just for a minute. Yeah, now we can come up with your questions. I see somebody has started a poll. That's great. Okay, so I have a few questions here. What are the benefits of graduate route visa? The graduate route, okay, so the graduate route is providing an opportunity for talented international students. So I just spoke about a little bit about graduate route visa in the talk. I'll give you a little brief now as well. But if you have further questions, feel free to drop it as a quest on nebula.com or just directly message me on nebula.com, and I shall make sure to answer them to the best of my abilities. Now, coming back to the question, what are the benefits of graduate route visa? The graduate route is basically providing an opportunity for talented international students to stay in the country and bring socioeconomic impact. That, that means the launch of graduate route or graduate entrepreneurship visa announcement enables graduates with business ideas to set up businesses in the UK. To extend support to Indian students is basically a testament that we can see that UK, which is UK's commitment to offering the brightest graduates the opportunity to pursue world-class education in the UK. Basically, graduate route visa is you get an opportunity to set up businesses in the UK. If you wish to set up a business in the UK, learn more about graduate route visa, do your own research, but which is to say that graduate route visa is for you. This will also bring, the idea is to bring more partnerships, share knowledge of different cultures, different international countries, and have the best practices of students and faculties. Graduate route visa is meant to improve the global outlook and capabilities of UK institutions in one single line. I have another question. What are the documents required for the UK student visa? Now, for each course, it's different. I'll start by saying that there is no one set list of documents which is for all courses. So I will be saying the courses that are needed for masters alone. The first one is offer letter from the university. Um, which is confirmation of acceptance, CAS as well. This is needed because there is a reference number in the acceptance letter that you will get, which is needed for your visa application. You must make sure that you apply for your visa within 6 months of receiving your CAS, which is confirmation of acceptance for studies. Now, the reason why it is said that it is make sure to apply your visa within 6 months is one, there is a validity, and two, you should be acquiring the visa before your course starts. This is an important factor that you have to remember that visa may take time if you do not opt for priority and super priority visa. There might be a chance that some visas may get delayed and other factors may lead to the delaying of the approval of visa. So make sure that there is ample time between getting your acceptance letter and acquiring your visa and going to UK and starting your educational journey. The next is a tuberculosis certificate. Now, this is a mandatory certificate that is needed if you are traveling to the UK for more than 6 months, which means if you're planning to do a course in UK, you would be going for at least a year, if not 2 years, because most MS in computer science programs in the UK is for 1 year, which means you will need a tuberculosis certificate. So make sure you add that to your list of documents needed for your student visa application. And the third document that you will need is proof of funding. I mentioned this in the talk at some point, which is you need enough finance to um, fund your education and your stay in the UK. Many Indian students who aspire to go to UK fail to see the bigger picture. They only think about their education, their uh, everything related to education, like specialization and universities and things like that. But remember that you have to also stay there and fund your accommodation, fund your food, and fund other things or activities that may come up. So it is important to have a proof of funding. This can include a student loan from a government sponsored loan company, a regulated student loan scheme, or your own money. If you have the money to fund yourself, that will suffice as well. This can also, since you guys are young graduates, this can The proof of funding can also be your parents' money, provided they give you a letter confirming that they agreed to you using this money in the way you intend to use it. So basically, a letter is needed which says they allow you to use the money for your education purposes. You can also use your partner's money if your partner is present in the UK or applying at the same time. I think that speaks for itself. If you have a partner who is applying for a course at the same time, or if they are already present in the UK, you can provide their money as proof of funding as well. Well, there is a question: should I write different CVs for different jobs, or just one CV is enough? Okay, CV. Now there is two ways to go about this. One is having one CV for all companies, and the other is starting from scratch from for all the companies that you're applying to. I would ask you to have a hybrid of this. Have a common CV that if you're applying for similar type of jobs, all you have to change are a few things, which is the company's name and who are you sending it to and things like that. But also have a CV that is customizable, that you can see that, if it's a bigger company, a better company, have a CV that is interchangeable, that you can add things to, that you can remove things from. So have two sets of two CV, that one which is commonly used and one which is interchangeable. Now remember that I'm not asking you to send the same CV that you sent for one company to another company as it is. Make sure to go through the requirements of the job or internship that you're applying for, and customize your CV according to that. So to say that you don't have to start building a CV from base zero every time you apply for a job. Another question that I have here is, should I? Okay, that I think that's the one I covered right now. What are the documents required for UK student visa? I think I've just covered that in the previous question, Rahul. How to find good companies in UK to apply for jobs? What is the first step? Okay, most universities, I wouldn't say all because I'm not sure about every university in the UK, but uh, most universities in the UK have a recruitment cell, have a dedicated set of mentors who are willing to help you, who will give you the guidance that you want, who will help you customize your CV or cover letter or resume and a LinkedIn profile, whatever it is, and help you find a job. They will not help you get a job, they will help you make your profile better for you to land a job. They might also give you recommendations of companies to apply to. They might also give you ideas on how to go about finding jobs. So this, I would say, is the first step. Once you go to your UK university, once you are ready to apply for a job, find these recruitment cells which you will be briefed about during your induction, or which will also be there on the university website if you go through it before applying, and approach them and be proactive. This is a tip that I got from a student mentor from UK himself. Be proactive about getting a job. Say that, be vocal about what you want and what kind of job you are looking for. That is something that I would say the first job is. Now, coming to how to find good companies, I would say the same thing. Do your research. Do not depend on a third party at all times, or initially, or primarily. Do your own research. Have a set of companies, and then take help from others. Then go to the student recruitment cell. But I would always recommend you to approach the student recruitment cell, because that is what they are there for. Approach them and say that this is the research that I have done, and this is my requirement, and get the help that you can get. Are there any scholarships programs that I can apply for UK? Of course, there are so many scholarships programs in the UK that you can apply for. A few to say, there is Chevening Scholarship, there is Rhodes Scholarship, um, there is Erasmus. I'm not sure if Erasmus Mundus is there for UK as well, but there are a lot of scholarships that you can apply to for studying in the UK. I'm not sure if you are asking for uh, any particular specialization, but for MS in computer science in general, there are um, a lot of scholarships that you can go to. I hope that helped. I hope those were the things you were looking for. I hope that those were the factors that you wanted to, find your recruitment, find your perfect job, find your dream job to apply to. I hope that was an interesting interactive. Thank you for all the questions, by the way. That was amazing. That is it. That is the end of this talk. You're welcome. Thank you, Rahul. All right, so that brings us to the conclusion of this session. Thank you, everyone, for taking your time out and joining me today. We have a lot more interesting sessions coming up tomorrow. This is the last talk that will be happening today, but do come back tomorrow. We have three different tracks. We have many speakers. We have a fun and interactive speakers list, which is set for tomorrow. So make sure to stay for those as well to get the full 360-degree information you need to start your study abroad journey to the UK. Bye. I hope you all have a good day.